Hey, welcome to Sipper Social Club. I'm Jeremy. This is my 2019 holiday gift guide video. If you have someone on your list who is a casual whiskey fan or maybe a whiskey enthusiast, I'm going to recommend some bottles that I think they're going to love, plus also some alcohol related products as well. Starting with the casual whiskey drinker, maybe someone who's just getting into whiskey or has a bottle or two on the shelf to go to every once in a while, I'm going to do 3 Scotch and 3 Bourbon from this category. Starting with the Scotch side, let's go Highland Park 10-year-old. Great whiskey to sip around the fireplace, a little bit of smoke throughout the whole thing, nice complex flavors. If you can't find the 10 in your area, the Highland Park 12, also very, very good whiskey. Next up, Glendronach 12-year-old. This one, a little more ABV, a little more pungent, strong flavors, lots of sherry influence in this. You're gonna get nice notes of fruit and chocolate, really nice complex whiskey. Lastly, Glenfarclas 17-year-old, something a little more aged, maybe a little more subtle, but more complex. Nice notes of fruit, chocolate, dates, figs, awesome stuff going on with this one. On the bourbon side, let's start at the Heaven Hill Distillery with a great entry-level bourbon, the Evan Williams 1783. For this price point, you're getting such a great value in this bourbon, really, really like it. Next up, let's go to Buffalo Trace, the Eagle Rare 10-year-old. One of my favorite everyday sippers. Nice balance of spiciness and sweetness in this one. I really do like this bourbon a lot. And lastly, let's go to Jim Beam with their Baker's 7-year-old. Now this one is just getting cranked up even more. Lots of heavy, robust flavors in this one. Really, really nice stuff. All right, moving along to the Whiskey Enthusiast. This is someone who has a whiskey collection, who drinks whiskey all the time. It's gonna appreciate these bottles for what they are. Let's start with this Springbank 10-year-old. Personal favorite of mine. Nice sweetness, funky, peaty aspect to this one, a little bit of smoke in there. This whiskey kind of has it all, and it does it at a really young age, really affordable whiskey. Really do like this one a lot. Next up, Clynelish 14, one of my all-time personal favorites. Lots of tropical fruit aspect to this, a little bit of like weird kind of waxiness, all kind of incorporates together. I love that whiskey. And lastly, Glen Grant 18-year-old. Nicely aged, very complex, ex-bourbon maturation. They're gonna love this one. I love it. Really nice fruit, lemon, maybe a little bit of tropical fruit as well in that one. It is a really nice whiskey. On the bourbon side, let's start with Four Roses Single Barrel. This one's cranked up on the spice level. Really nice, rich, complex flavors coming out of it. Different each time with the single barrel. They're all gonna be a little different, but each one I've had has been really, really good. Next, Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This is a nice, balanced, really nice bourbon from Wild Turkey. Probably my favorite of their entire range. Lastly, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof. Now remember that barrel proof aspect to it. This one's gonna be the one that they bottle right from the barrel. They don't cut it with any water. It is a phenomenal whiskey. You never knew that Jack Daniel's could bring out a whiskey that's this good. If you're just used to drinking their old number 7, this one's completely different. This is a great, heavy, complex, easy drinking, even if it is at 58, 56% ABV. So there you have it. There are the whiskeys. I recommended these because I would personally be happy receiving any of them as gifts. They are really, really nice whiskeys, and they should be relatively affordable and available. Maybe a little bit of hunting to find 1 or 2, but most liquor stores should stock all of these bottles. All right, let's move on to some whiskey related items. Glassware. Every whiskey drinker needs a good glass. The Glencairn, the most typical one you'll find. This is a great tasting glass. Every whiskey enthusiast will have a few of these. You can always use more. I personally like the Stölzel whiskey glass more. This one, a little bit wider on the bottom, lets the whiskey maybe open up just a little bit more in the glass. Really nice stem on it. You can get a good palm on this one. I like the dynamicness of this glass more than the Glencairn. Available at sippersocialclub.com. Another great gift idea that's very inexpensive, ice molds. These are great and very necessary if you're doing up whiskey cocktails like the Old Fashioned, for example, my personal favorite. You definitely want a big chunk of ice in the cocktail versus a bunch of little cubes. The big chunk will just slowly dissolve and it will control how much water is in that cocktail. It won't water it down as fast as many little cubes will. So these are great. Make sure you get the big ones. These are 2" by 2" square. This is a 2" sphere. Definitely like these. So yeah, highly recommend this. Another great gift idea is a whiskey decanter. This is an awesome one by Aravino. People like to put their favorite whiskey in here. Maybe they're like their everyday drinker. Me personally, I like to use these if I know I'm having some friends over. I want to pre-mix my favorite whiskey cocktail. I can do that. Then all you need to do is just add ice, pour, stir, you're ready to go, and you're good for the night. This one would be more for the whiskey enthusiast, but a really cool thing you can do with these mini casks is you can either age your own spirit, you can barrel age like a cocktail in here. What I personally like to do, I like to season this with a wine, then I finish a Scotch whiskey in here. Really kind of cool. You kind of get like your own personalized, unique, one-of-a-kind whiskey. I have a whole video on how I use these. You can check it out, but a really cool gift idea. barrelsinc.com, you can get them there. You can do custom engraving on the front. Really cool gift idea. Definitely recommend doing it. And lastly, a few products from my own store. The Sipper Social Club water dropper. This is great for just adding a very precise amount of water to a whiskey. Really works well. The coins, these are great to just go over the top. If you're drinking outside, cover it up, no bugs will get in. Or for me, what I like to use with these, if I pour a whiskey and it's maybe not quite opened up yet, it needs a little bit of time in the glass, I can throw a coin on it, I can walk away, maybe pour something else in the meantime, come back to it, know that this is gonna be ready to go right when I come back to it. So yeah, coins, droppers, glasses. If you want some apparel, the hats, I got shirts, all available at sippersocialclub.com. And thanks so much for watching, really appreciate it. Have yourself a really good holiday season. No matter what you celebrate, I'm hoping you're doing it with people you love and whiskey you enjoy. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.